Hello, welcome to Waypoint Survival. Today, I want to talk to you about 10 secrets for long-term survival. Stay tuned. So today we're back down at the cabin, been walking around a little bit and looking at the property, and wanted to come down here and film a video for you and talk about the things that I think are very important that a lot of people perhaps don't consider when it comes to long-term survival. We've got our Sager chemical axe with us today. This is a wonderful old vintage axe, 1920s, 1930s, something like that. But the Sager Chemical Company had a unique way of heat treating the steel. And so they make superior axes. If you can get a hold of one, they're definitely worth the money that you have to pay to get it. But let's get into our subject right away. The first thing I want to talk to you about is that it's important to go old school. Think late 18th century, early 20th century type tools and equipment and clothing. You'll need also those skills and tools. Your clothes should be durable and repairable. Think about the fabric that they used in the time of the Old West. A lot of denim and heavy-duty cotton and things like that. They, of course, also had sewing kits and things that they could use to repair the clothes that they had, so a good stock of that would be important. Number two, forget about electricity. You want to think about candles, candle lanterns, candle holders, as well as oil lamps and kerosene lamps, as well as the extra wicks for those kerosene lamps. And if you have a good supply of wax or you have bees, you want to get extra wicking so that you can make your own candles. Now, I don't mean to totally forget about electricity entirely, but maybe a small solar generator for small electronics and things like that. Remember that batteries themselves also wear out, and even the LiFe P04 batteries have about a 10-year lifespan. Chargers fail, and electronics wear out. So for long-term survival, you're going to have to think old school. Next, you're going to need to develop some physical fitness and some stamina. As many of you know, I had gotten kind of heavy over the last several months, and so at the beginning of this year, I made some changes, and I've dropped about 30 pounds, and I've been hitting the gym and definitely seeing some increases in muscle tone. Remember that your heart is going to have to be able to handle hard work. You need to lose the extra weight and practice your balance, as well as your general mobility, being able to get around and do things. Speaking about getting in shape, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor for this video, Black Forest Supplements. One of the things that men experience as they get older is a loss of that all-important hormone, testosterone. It is essential to the development of male growth and masculine characteristics. It's a must-have for muscle size and strength, as well as bone growth. A lack of testosterone causes obesity, fatigue, depression, hair loss, irritability, and a host of other problems. Black Forest Turkesterone is formulated to help your body develop its own natural levels of testosterone. It's 95% pure and manufactured in the USA. It is non-GMO and organic. Black Forest will ship to almost every country in the world, and many people will experience benefits after only 2 to 3 weeks. I have been taking Black Forest Turkesterone for 4 months now. At 51 years of age, my strength and endurance is steadily growing, and I am seeing real results. As I said before, I am down about 30 pounds, and I can really tell a difference in the overall leanness and muscularity of my body. Along with exercise, rest, and a proper human diet, I'd encourage you to check out the offerings at blackforestsupplements.com. Number 4 on our list is don't make enemies. You'll find out that in a long-term survival situation, people will be your most valuable assets. It's impossible for any one person to know everything. And so by having a small group or a small neighborhood that you can collaborate with and work together with, you're going to find that survival long-term is a whole lot easier. You need to make sure that you avoid all unnecessary conflicts and do your best to be the peacemaker. Number 5, you need to be near a long-term source of fresh water. If you can, be near or at the source. In other words, a spring or a well, something like that. If not, then try to be by a large river, a lake, or a stream. Remember that everything has to drink and that you need water for drinking, cooking, and bathing. Number 6, and I know it's not glamorous, but you need to learn to be a farmer. Remember that it was agriculture that conquered the world. Oh, the long hunters and those early explorers may have pushed deep into the backcountry and built those early trails and discovered all of the new sites that people came to later on. But it was the farmer with his plow, planting crops and having families and raising livestock that actually conquered the world for us. This will take time, patience, and endurance. You don't learn to become a farmer overnight. So the sooner you start, the better you'll be at it. Along with that, make sure you get some good books for your region that talks about the kind of crops that you grow, the kind of insects that you might fight, the type of weather that you might have, and make that preparation accordingly. Don't keep everything on digital devices. Have some good old-fashioned paper books that will show you how to be a good gardener and a good farmer. Number 7, remember that trapping is more efficient than hunting. Hunting burns a whole lot of calories. And as far as getting rabbits and squirrels, well, one fella estimated that it could take as many as 30 squirrels a day to provide your caloric intake. Also, the benefit of using snares and traps and trot lines is they will fish and work for you while you're doing other important tasks. There's no use sitting on a bank line with a fishing pole and a single hook and line when you could have 10 lines out across various parts of the bank doing its work for you while you do other tasks. And then when you come back, hopefully you'll have at least 1 or 2 fish on the line or something else that you can eat perhaps. Number 8, pay special attention to your hygiene. This is not only taking a bath occasionally, but keeping your nails trimmed and your hair as well, even your beard. Check regularly for ticks or any other kind of mites that might be on your body. Remember that in a grid down scenario, in a long-term survival situation, infections can and will kill you. You need to learn how to make and use simple soaps, as well as making twig toothbrushes to keep your teeth clean. Number 9, get prepared for winter. Don't underestimate the power of the cold. As you hunt and as you trap, make sure and put back those furs for hats and mittens, as well as rendering down the fat for that all-important grease so that you can grease your footwear, anything that might come in contact with water, as well as your tools to keep them from rusting. Also make sure that you have 100% wool blankets. You'd be surprised the difference between an 80% and a 100% wool blanket. I know they're a little itchy and a little scratchy, but they are absolutely worth their weight when it comes to cold weather. And remember that good wool will hold in 80% of your body heat even when soaking wet. So if you can't have a fire and it's really cold, you're really not going to be able to beat wool for durability and for what it can do for you. And finally, number 10, learn to live, move, and eat seasonally. Don't fight against nature's rhythms. Learn how to flow with them. Learn how to read the weather, how to read plants and trees, and how to read and follow animal signs. All of these will stand you in good stead in a long-term survival situation. This is James Bender for Waypoint Survival. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also make sure and check out the links in the description box below just under the More button. While you're down there, you'll also find the link for the Black Forest supplements where you can order your own turkesterone. You'll also find our waypointsurvival.com link, and this is where you can sign up to take survival and bushcraft classes at our beautiful training facility in Southern Ohio. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. And when you do subscribe, make sure and press that bell button so that you can stay notified of all of our upcoming videos, and we'll talk to you next time.